Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning once again. This is Engineer Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India. On this day, October 10, 2021, Sunday, this second video because first one was broken after 1 hour. Well, no issue. Quality, safety, health, environment being main topics of the day, and of course, as usual. And field engineering, life, engineers, quality, AnnexSL, SHE, designs, construction, methods, contracts, organizations, communication, coordination, value behind quality of standard material. I was having deliberation on this, and of course, these certificates speak a lot, and everybody knows about certifications. That we must respect them, and that respect can only when we care about this. If we don't care about this, we can't do anything. We can't say no. Yes, we have to care about this statement, this one requirement, and everything. We have to care about this. If we don't care about this, we don't respect these certificates. In particular for engineers, I'm just trying to tell. Engineers are responsible for this work. They have to take care of this. Gunamatta is very important. Abhiyanta means engineers. They have to understand. Engineers must realize this fact. And civil engineers are backbone of quality, are backbone of development. They have to change everything in this world. Without civil engineering, we can say it's the original engineering started from birds. These are very important factors in life. We are taking care of these in each and every aspect. And I was talking about something that is related to system, and we had gone to, planning of works that we thought of. A lot of items we discussed there. I was talking about how to handle all these issues, what are risks and what are factors this is talking about, and we went through all these issues. What it says is that you can say site safety operations are not conducted adequately, and before that contractor delays on submission of method statements, etc. we talked of. And now we'll continue if it allows, video allows me. I said there are many problems on site, many blocks on site. We can say a kind of obstacles appear. Some are created one and some are natural one. Created one are due to negligence of engineers, negligence of, you can say, managers. When you take a project as a leader, or you can say as a responsible authority, it becomes your fundamental duty first to understand contract. And if you fail to do so, you can fail yourself. This point should be made clear to everybody. Fail yourself or pass yourself is your responsibility, is your job. There is no one in this world that can fail you except yourself, because you are not a kid. You are a qualified, authorized engineer. You have done many jobs, or even if you are a starter, even then it's your responsibility as an engineer to understand whole what you have to do. Project is project. It is projected to you to project it to people. You got my point? When you start some job, it's given to you. It's a kind of projection to you that you are going to be projected as leader for this job. And then you have to project progress of that job to others, to your owner and to everyone. It's a different kind of understanding. This means if you want to do something, you have to know about everything of that something. When you start a project of construction, which is very important in engineering sense, in development sense, in public sense, because construction means public know what is being done. In design stage, people may not know. In pre-design stage, like field, people may not know. People may know something only when it's going to be produced physically on site, particularly in civil engineering projects. Civil engineering, which is related to mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and others also there, but the start is done by civil engineering. Public know something has started. At survey stage even they not know. At soil investigation stage they may not know, which is pre-tender site investigation. But when you start some site work, you start survey, you start fencing, you start mobilization, and there are so many boards put on site, installed on site, so people come to know something is coming up here, and they know what's being constructed. Yeah, this area shall develop, and maybe people get job. That is different case. But you are given a projection of contract, and you have to project that contract to people in form of physical entity, in form of physique, which we call mechanical production. We may call it practical result of that contract, of that design, of that scheme, that plan, which is on way. And if you have known tracks of that, complete tracks of that, through contract documents, which is your first duty, even before entering site, even before starting mobilization, even before doing anything on that job. That means I move in darkness, because I am going to take responsibility. Everybody will raise questions. It may be an engineer, it may be resident engineer, consultants, or even owner's representative, of course, shall raise certain questions about my view, your view, or project view, or team view. And if we don't answer them, maybe not 100% in details, but to some extent that we have to show to them we know this project. What we have to do, we know it, and particularly in construction, because construction means final job. Construction means whatever is done for whole time to come. It cannot be replaced, particularly permanent items. And if we can't answer them, our team is unable to answer them, that means we are misfits, leader is misfit, contractor is misfit. And on such expensive projects, misfits are not permitted. Misfits are not permitted by anyone, particularly on major projects. Very reputed project quality is required, progress is required, both together. I mean to say, quantity is required and quality is required with speed. On that project, everybody cannot be allowed to work except those whose curriculum vitae are approved by engineer and owner. Even though you have certificates, you have to take approvals. That is contractual requirement. In some cases, in some contracts, it's clearly included, it's clearly provided that we should have this capacity of engineers or this cadre, and that must be provided. It may be project leader or site engineer, or even general foreman and foreman sometimes. We have to produce all biodata in our language and curriculum vitae in standard language. In contractual language, we call it curriculum vitae, CVs. CVs are approved for every key personnel. Key personnel means in whose hands this control of projects shall remain. Key means control here, control persons. control in this form or in that form, control in quantity form, control in quality form, control in safety form, control in planning form, control in whatever way you can say, whatever way. That control must be a strong one, effective one, efficient one. It should not deny requirements. It should meet requirements. If CV is presented, person can also be interviewed, because CVs can be fabricated by many people. Person has to respond to interview. Yes, it's my job, I have done it. And if questions are raised, one has to respond, explain what was done. Actually, it is best way to examine someone during interview. You cannot simply believe in curriculum vitae. Curriculum vitae we can write, but we have to respond, and the response is, you should know about what you are talking, what you are writing. You should have confidence in yourself. Yes, I did this job, and if some questions are asked, you have to respond to that job. What was that job? What was quantity? How did you do that? What was specific? Did you make any mistake or no mistake? Did you move this in time? Was it delayed? How did you do it? Means whatever questions are, you know when it was done, why it was done, who was, means it's not enough. A confidence is required that you have experience to handle this job.